Hello and welcome everyone to News Effect, a Flickr Effect podcast where each week we count down the top 10 news items of the week from the world of film, television, and pop culture. We are recording this episode, by the way, on October 9th, 2016. I'm David Lott. Joining me as always are Bobby Jackson, Yasha Wilson, and Michelle Curry. How's it going, guys?
Hey!
Always good.
Good.
Present.
Yay, we're all
Present.
here. Everybody's here.
Roll call. Present.
Guys decided you'd rather be here than watch the debate. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, I haven't been here in 3 weeks.
I know.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, we'll watch
I'm
the
not gonna
debate
lie, I
some
want to
time.
watch the debate because I think it's going to be hilarious. But we're not going to get into
No.
that.
We're not going to get into that.
No, I mean, I feel like the downside is we probably should have started earlier. That way, like, we could be creating drinking games to the debate this evening over how many times I'll say certain things.
So I
Is
have
the
to
next
work tomorrow.
debate on a Sunday? We could just change the next episode.
I know, man. Because the drinking games that I mean, these are spectacular things to watch. It's just hilarity at its best. I love these debates. It kind of fills my soul with like evil giddiness.
Nice.
Anyways, though, there was some stuff
Anyways.
that happened in Hollywood this week too.
So, as always for this, I'd like to turn it over to our news expert, Bobby Jackson. Are you ready to go, Bobby?
Let's do it.
Do it, Bobby.
Let's
Blow us away.
do this.
Number 10.
Well. Mr. Affleck has given us a title to the name of his solo Batman movie.
Drumroll.
And the name of the movie is, drumroll, The Batman. The Batman. So that's the title that we have. No semicolon, no nothing after that, just plain and simple The Batman, which I find actually the title, it actually works. It just really spells it out for you. There's no sort of subtext to it. It is what it is, and it's the Batman. So I'm completely fine with it. I mean, it's not something you're jumping up and down and cheering for, but it works. So did you guys hear about the name of the title? Did you have any specific kind of like thoughts on it, or were you hoping for something a little bit more creative?
I would say I was surprised I heard a title already. I mean, and he even said in his quote, like, it could change, like it's not locked. But right now the title is The Batman. But still, I mean, at first I was like, oh wow, we have a title already? Okay, cool. And I mean, it's cool. I like it. I mean, I don't really have any other opinion on it other than that. I dig it. I like what you're saying. I like that it's simple but yet a little different from what we've had in the past. And yeah,
I was really hoping for like Batman brings the pain, but I mean, I understand why that wouldn't happen. But you know, whatever. It is what it is.
whatevs.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, there's enough movies that'll come out about Batman that maybe one day we will get that title.
Yeah.
Maybe one
It could
day.
happen.
Number 9.
Another movie that we have coming out fairly shortly. Well, I wouldn't say fairly shortly, but it does come out next year, and that's the Blade Runner movie. It had been going under just Blade Runner 2 for a while, and no real thought as to what the sequel would be called. But now we know that it's going to be called Blade Runner 2049. And the only other little bit of information that we do have is that it's set several decades after the original. Again, this is a movie, and we've sort of talked about it in the past as one of those movies that me and David, I know for sure, haven't seen. But I believe Michelle and Yasha have seen it. I know, I want to say Yasha's seen it for sure. But so for me, hearing the title was just like, okay. I didn't really have any real strong reaction to it one way or the other. But Yasha, you've seen the original, right?
Yeah, honestly, Bobby, like I'm really kind of surprised that you haven't seen the original. David, I understand he doesn't watch anything, but
I want to say for
really
the record for a second, 1 second before we continue here,
He's like, I'm not letting that slide.
I have seen the original many times. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So you have seen it.
Carry on.
That
So I
was
guess
a
I'm the only
joke.
one in that boat
Yeah,
that
I
hasn't
think
seen it.
yeah, that was a joke, David. I didn't.
No.
mean it. I
It's
was
fine.
kidding.
I understand. It's cool. But I actually saw this one, so I'm going to take credit for
Okay.
it.
You're gonna jump on that boat
I
right
have
away. It's
seen
like,
this
no, I
movie.
have seen this movie. Okay.
You can't.
Bobby,
I
I'm
mean,
really
you can
surprised that
give
haven't
me
seen
shit
it.
for not seeing stuff, but you're not taking movies away from me. I've seen this.
Okay, man, I get it, dude. Relax, man.
This is
It's
mine.
cool, man. Calm down. I get it.
I think the
I'm
anger is
really
actually more
surprised
directed
Bobby-
towards Bobby.
I saw this movie.
Bobby, I'm
that
really
up.
surprised that you haven't seen this because this is a true sci-fi classic movie that was very much ahead of its time when it was released. Unfortunately, it wasn't that huge of a box office success, but it did find its following on video around the time. But it was a beautiful movie, and
I saw this movie and I
the-
liked it.
I thought the title was kind of like whatever for me. Like the title isn't going to make the movie for me. The movie is going to make the movie for me. Like I'm not super like doesn't need like 2049. I don't understand why we need the 49 in there, but we could have just done Blade Runner 2. But the movie, I hope it's going to be as good as it was the first one because I really enjoyed the first one. It was really out there. And everybody, David did see this movie.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got that clear. David has seen this movie. So, Michelle, what about you? Since you were kind of silent throughout all that, have you seen it?
Yeah, I actually saw it for a segment we did of You Haven't Seen What.
That's right.
And which we need to do one of those. Those are good.
Oh,
No, it was one of those things where I liked it, but I didn't love it. But it was also my first viewing, and I feel like this movie has had so much, behind it over all these years. And it's been blown up, and everybody just, talks so much about it, and it's so like in our culture, especially in the sci-fi world and everything. And so I don't know if maybe I went into it with expectations anyway. So I enjoyed it. It's a good film. I think I really need to see it again. I really would like to see it again, actually.
It's worth the second watch, definitely.
I really want to watch it again and really kind of let it soak in.
And having already seen it and the expectations, because we had this whole discussion when you saw it for that segment, and it's one of those movies that is
it's coming
very
back to
much a product of its time.
Yes.
And when you have all those expectations over all these years, everyone like Blade Runner this, Blade Runner that, and then you finally see it, and you're like, wait, what?
I know. I can't say that I felt let down by it per se, but I definitely was kind of like, really? That's what the hype was? Like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I wasn't let down, but I definitely was like, whoa, there's
Me
a
too.
lot of hype on this bad boy. But I really need to see it again. I know I do. I want to. It needs to happen. There are other films that have to happen too. So we'll see when that, day in hell shows up. So, irregardless, so the title of the new one being 2049. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It doesn't sway me in any direction either way. I could.
I'm just glad they
left.
didn't go with Blade Runner 2. That's fine.
I
Anything
will-
other than Blade Runner 2 is good with me.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm kind of in a way, yeah.
And
yeah.
I didn't think for a second they were going to call it Blade Runner 2. That wasn't going to happen. So other than that, I'm good.
Right. So yeah, that's about it. That's my opinions on that.
Because I liked the original movie.
Because you've seen it.
I've seen it.
You know what's really handy is when you've seen a movie, you can actually have an opinion on it, and you've seen that.
Putting
film.
it out there that I'm keeping that on my. I've seen this list.
You've seen it.
All right, cool. We're good. Moving on.
Number 8.
one more movie got a title, and it seems like this was the week for giving movies names.
This is
And,
the one I was
this
looking
one-
forward to.
Yeah, this one is for Wolverine. It's not Wolverine 3. It's actually just going to be known as Logan, which for anyone that knows the character, that's his name. Well, it was, I won't go into it, but yeah, Logan is what most people know Wolverine as. And that is supposed to actually be the first little bit that we've got, because we got a little poster with it as well. And in the image of it, it shows Wolverine's hand, a close-up of Wolverine's hand with the claws extended, but his hand is being held by a small child's hand that is holding it, and Wolverine's hand is sort of cut up and looks very weathered. And we got a few other images as well. One was like of a puddle, and you could see the image of a motel sign in the water of the puddle on the ground. There was also a picture of, that I just saw recently, if not just yesterday, a picture of a severed arm on the ground with a machine gun being held in the arm, the cut off arm. And then that was the whole picture. It was just a cut off arm with a machine gun holding a machine gun. And then the one that's everyone's sort of talking about is one of Patrick Stewart, and he's looking very haggard and old in the photo. And from what we have heard, at least about this storyline, it takes place in the future, and in this future, Wolverine, it seems as though his healing factor isn't either as fast as it used to be, or he's losing it because his threshold for pain has decreased, and he doesn't seem to be healing as fast as he used to. So it's that's about all we have for it. But I like what I'm hearing, and I like the simplicity of the name once again. And it just seems like a solid way, or at least I'm hoping it's a solid way for Hugh Jackman to go out of the role of Wolverine. David, what'd you think when you heard the title?
I was surprised by the title, but I like it. Yeah, no, I didn't expect a title like that. I was almost like, wait, is that for real? Like, really? That's so not like an X-Men title. Okay, but cool.
No,
but no, I dig it. I like the Ryan Reynolds tweet. Did everybody see the Ryan Reynolds tweet on it? Like,
yeah,
that it's his little hand holding.
Oh yes.
That's nice.
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. It's on. I believe it's on Ryan Reynolds' Twitter. Feed.
Yeah, it was his Twitter, his official Twitter. But anyway, no, I like the title. That's all.
Anyone else have thoughts? Yasha?
I mean, it looks good. I'm interested. I'm one of those people, like, I take the Bobby Jackson route in this, and it's like I don't really want to know much of the plot line or the storyline or where they're going to go aside from what they'll release in like trailers, because I've enjoyed the movies in the past. I mean, after the fact, I do find things wrong with them, but I just look forward to them, and I want to see them firsthand with a fresh eyes and fresh knowledge, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, of course. I know it well, and Michelle knows it even more well than me.
I'm so excited. I can't even tell you guys. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so happy. I can't, like, I'm busting at the seams, like, literally. Like, I'm excited. I am. I don't think you understand. Like, David's giving me this weird look, like, really? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love this title.
Too.
I think it's a really brilliant title on their end to keep it so simple, and I love that. I mean, it's the focus of the film. And I don't know, just to see Wolverine's story go further, like to see him age, to see him get to this point, and to see the storyline develop to where it's going to, I'm so stupid giddy. I love it. I'm so looking forward to it. And seeing Professor X, like seeing, I mean, it's kind of bizarre, you know, to like look at Patrick Stewart look as old as he does in the photo, but like, just, I don't know, just to see them so much further down in the future. It's exciting to me. And then, I don't know, I'm excited. Like, there were some photos that Hugh put up a while ago on his Instagram showing him aging as Logan. And it just looks awesome. I'm just so happy. It just makes me so happy. I love old man Logan. I really do. And I'm just like, God, it's such, I'm so happy. So very happy. My little X-Men heart is exploding. I can't even begin to tell you guys. I love the X-Men. And obviously I love Wolverine. He's my favorite, but hell yes, I'm down with this on so many levels. I'm so down with this. And at the same time, like, there is a huge part of it that doesn't want to see more or hear more, because I really want to go and enjoy this film for what this film is going to be, because the last X-Men was kind of lacking. But I'm hoping this makes up for everything.
Cool.
I'm actually surprised. I really didn't realize Michelle was that into the character or seeing this movie.
I love X-Men.
good.
I love X-Men. X-Men is my jam, dude. Like, if there is a comic book line series that I could be like, that's my, like, David's is, you know, Batman and Superman, you know, and you're like really into almost everything Marvel, Bobby, you know, but for me, X-Men, if there is something I can focus in on and be like, that's my thing, it's X-Men for sure. Totally 100%. I love X-Men. Yeah, I'm a big geek.
Wow.
What, you're a geek? Get the fuck out of here.
I know it.
How dare you?
I'm so in the wrong place.
God.
So in the wrong place.
You know
No,
what?
I love X-Men and I love Wolverine. I mean, everybody loves Wolverine. It's like one of those things. I mean, there's a lot of X-Men characters that I actually really love, but yeah, I love Wolverine. I admit it. I admit it. Damn it. I do. But yeah, no, I think the title's great and the storyline's going to be awesome.
I think it would be funny if we see, like, since we haven't seen any images of how he looks. Well, at least I think Michelle says she has, but I haven't seen any. But
Yeah,
you all of a sudden see Wolverine, and he shows up because he doesn't have his healing factor as well. He shows up with like the 5 o'clock shadow, and half his hair is missing, and then he's got like a big beer belly sticking out of his white teeth.
it's not that drastic. I mean, did you ever read kind of some of the Old Man Logan stories?
I've seen it. I
Okay.
never did read the actual Old Man Logan story, but I know what he looks like when he's older and aged. But
Yeah.
I know he doesn't look anywhere near my description, but I'm sure they'll have him look kind of classically older, but not to a point where he's like crazy looking.
Right. Well, I mean, if you check out Hugh Jackman's Instagram, there's a few photos of him wearing flannel with, the gray mutton chops, and there's some wrinkle lines for sure in his face. And actually, it was funny because it started this whole thing. People thought something was wrong with Hugh Jackman. They were like, "Is he sick? What's wrong with Hugh Jackman? Oh my God, he looks so old. And what's the matter with him?" And I'm like, guys, he's just gearing up for the new X-Men, for his new movie. Like, it's fine, it's cool. Like,
Yeah, he's just gearing up for Old Man Logan.
I'm like, y'all need to calm the hell down. Like, it's for Wolverine. Like, chill. But yeah, you can see he's got a couple photos up on his Instagram showing him as Logan aged. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. Like, he's literally, I mean, Hugh Jackman is the living embodiment for me of Wolverine. Like, I can't even fathom another person playing this character ever.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I'm glad he geared up for the 9th time. Yeah, I'm super excited. Anyways, we need to move on to another number.
Number 7.
So DC is continuing its line of having a movie release, and then once the Blu-ray DVD comes out, extending that original movie. And the next movie in line to get that treatment is Suicide Squad. Obviously, they did it first with Batman v Superman. I don't think they did it with Man of Steel. So I guess this was maybe their second in the line that they've cut it and had an extended cut for something. So I kind of remember talking about this at the time once everything had came out, and how it seemed like there was 2 different cuts of the movie. One that was David Ayers, and then another one that was made by the company that made the trailer with all the music and everything. And so it seemed like there was a blend of the 2 that made the final product. And there's no word on what we're actually getting in this extended cut, but I find it very interesting that they're doing that again. And more than likely it'll be successful, because from what I've heard, it was pretty successful for Batman v Superman in terms of how many more units they were able. No, I haven't had a chance to sit down. It's so long. I mean, 3 hours is a long time to be able to commit to watching something that's you've already seen before. So for the most part,
You got to do that, man. I'm really curious to hear what you think of that.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
No. So yeah, that's all I had specifically about it. But
Well,
Yasha,
yeah, because
you
I think it's like 13
see-
minutes of extra footage is what
yeah,
I've heard. Something like that.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, that's okay. Yasha, when you heard the news about the extended cut, did you feel like it was something you wanted to check out, or do you feel like it's just sort of another ploy by DC to just kind of make up for what they were lacking in the theatrical run?
Well, I definitely feel like it's another ploy to basically just boost sales on the DVD end of the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I am interested. Hell, I mean, I'd probably watch Suicide Squad tonight if I had it in front of me. Like, I've kind of come to grips with that. I kind of enjoyed the movie, and I thought the characters were a lot of fun. 3 hours is a long time to kind of commit to a movie that you've already seen. I probably would be watching it, but I might have like my laptop in front of me doing other things, or just have it on in the background and then just listening to see if I hear something that I didn't recognize, because I've seen the movie already a couple of times. I saw it a couple of times in the theater. So I'm interested, but am I going to run out probably and buy it? Probably not, but I am definitely interested in watching what they didn't put in the theatrical release.
Well, to be clear, this won't be a 3-hour cut that we were talking about BVS. But because even the original run of this was pretty short, right?
It's fast.
It was like an hour 30, hour 40.
I think it was 140.
No, it couldn't have been that short. Was it that short?
No, it was
It was crazy short.
guys. It was crazy short.
It was way too short. I mean,
and I'll say on one side, yeah, I think this is all a big ploy, for more DVD sales. On the other side, I will.
God, it was 2 hours 3 minutes. It sure didn't feel like
That's
that.
what I was like.
That's
when you
bullshit.
said that,
I just don't believe that.
I could have sworn it was
didn't
longer
feel
than I
like it
jumped
was
on
short, but
IMDb too.
I didn't want to say.
Sorry, I cut you off, but
No.
No, I felt like it was. I felt like it was like 2 hours at least, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, it was. I wasn't tripping.
So
It's
now
like
it'll be
2 hours and 3
2:15.
minutes.
You were saying,
Okay, so
Michelle.
if it's 2:15.
I was just saying, I actually am intrigued in this extended cut to see the variation. That's all I was gonna say.
I think the only thing everybody's going to see this and go for this is because everybody wants to see if there's going to be more Joker. I mean, that's all it is. Everybody wants to see what if they finally decide to release what they cut, because for Jared Leto said there was a lot more scenes with the Joker that they cut. So they want to see this will be bought and will be a hit because everybody is going to buy it hoping that they see more Joker and wanting to know what they missed.
I mean, I would love that. But at the same time, like, does this help out maybe the final finale of the film a little bit? Because I feel like that was where it really kind of started losing a lot of footing for me. So maybe, I don't know. I'm curious. I am actually curious. And yeah, I do also feel like there's a part of me that's like, oh, it's just a ploy. But the other part is like, actually, I kind of want to see this though. Like, I think it could, I don't know. It definitely does pique my interest the way I'd like to sit down and watch the Batman versus Superman one too. So I'm kind of mixed on the whole thing, but I'll probably wind up watching it.
I'm definitely curious too. I mean,
Yeah.
just because I was so ho-hum on the original, so any other cut I could see that would be better.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
And because I did, even though I was ho-hum on the original cut, I liked all the characters so much, especially
Right.
Joker and
No,
Harley Quinn. Of course, I'd love to hear that I was getting like, this is a full-on director's cut. Like, that would be great. But we
Yeah.
don't know that, and I don't think that's the case. No. I think we're just getting, pretty much the same cut and with some extra footage in it.
Yeah.
And it's also insanely frustrating, again, that, I mean, it's a full fucking month. This digital release comes out on November 15th, and the Blu-ray doesn't come out until December 13th.
Yeah.
Like, God, it drives me up the wall.
I want to
Because I'm not-
physically have the tangible thing in my hand.
Because there's no fucking way I'm going to wait a month to watch that. Like, and you're not going to be able to rent it. I'm going to have to buy that shit. And I'm just, because this is a movie I care too much about, I'm going to want to see it. So I can guarantee you I'm going to buy the digital cut on the 15th. And I'm going to end up wanting to buy the Blu-ray to have it on my shelf because I'm that guy. They've got me. I'm the guy they got.
Oh, they have you. They have your number, dude.
Because I did the same thing with BVS. I had to
totally have
see.
your number.
I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this extra long cut of Batman vs Superman. I had to buy the digital cut. I mean, I had to do it, so I did it. And I'm the
good.
guy. I fall for it. I don't care.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm pissed off at the same time.
You're living proof of this this process working. So next
totally
thing it'll be Wonder Woman, and then we'll get an extended cut
So
that will come
happening.
out on digital and
That's so
Blu-ray.
happening.
And you'll be
But
locked
see,
in.
let's jump ahead to Wonder Woman. The only way it won't work is if Wonder Woman's good. It's like, let's say Wonder Woman, it comes out in the theaters, and I fully enjoy it. But then they're like, hey, we got this extra long cut. I can wait then. Like, I won't care as much. Suicide Squad, I'm like, I so want to watch a cut that I'm going to be like, God damn, that was better.
Right.
So I'm too antsy to see a different cut because I want to like it so badly. But Wonder Woman, if it ends up being great in the theater, I'll be like, all right, I'll wait till the Blu-ray, like, because I enjoyed it already. Sure, I want to see a longer one, but I already enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, it won't be as important if the movie's good.
Understand.
That is all. That's all I got.
They own you.
I'm the guy that it works on. That's fine.
They so own you.
A lot of other movies, like right now, Star Trek Beyond. Trust me, every day I go into Apple TV and it stares at me at the face. It's like, hey, you want to buy me? And I'm like, no, I can wait.
I want to wait.
Because I saw it and I liked it, sure, but I'm not like I've got to own that right now.
I want the thing.
I want the disc.
I need to hold
So
it
it
in my
doesn't
hands.
realize it's available.
Yeah, it's already available
yeah.
on digital download. But the Blu-ray's not out yet.
It just came out in July though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. San Diego Comic-Con
I
weekend.
know. Dude, everything comes out so fast now for digital download.
Right.
Let me tell you. I mean, there's a hell of movies that have been staring me in the face. Like this Star Trek Beyond. Like, I feel like I see it. I'm like, God damn it, stop. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Just move past it.
It's so pretty. And then
Just glide by it. You physically are going to own it soon.
3 months.
Yeah, man, it's out
Yeah,
super
no,
fast.
dude. You need to get on iTunes a little more often, Bobby Jackson.
No. But seriously, usually you get at least a 3-month window. This hasn't even been 3 months, because if it came out at Comic-Con and Comic-Con was like July 21st or something, it's not even October 21st yet. So that's literally less than 3 months that the movie's out and available.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to break the news to you, Bobby.
It's out there.
But it's there.
You can buy it right now. You can watch it tonight.
You could literally watch this 5 times tonight.
And Apple always tells me, "Oh, we have like an exclusive, like extra crazy commentary." I'm like, "Ah, you're killing me." But no, I'm not gonna do it.
No, because it's gonna look so pretty on your shelf
with
your other ones.
And my little Star Trek section over there.
Your little Star Trek section is gonna match.
Exactly.
You'll have the complete set, just like I will.
I can't throw the digital download over there.
No,
I can't.
No.
Exactly.
You have to have the physical thing. Oh, I'm with you.
I know.
I'm the person that waits.
And I'm saying I usually do, but then there's special circumstances like Suicide Squad. I'm not going to be able to wait.
No, I'm waiting. I'm patient.
I'm going to be the guy that's like, I'm doing it for the podcast. I got to be able to talk about it.
That's right. Just play it on the podcast.
Exactly.
When all else fails, blame it on the podcast.
We should move on.
Number 6.
Anyone that was a fan of the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind may be excited about the news that this is the latest in a string of movies being turned into a TV series. And it's early times yet, so we don't really know what is what about it. All we know is that Charlie Kaufman, who wrote the original film, won't be involved in this remake. And essentially it's something that I don't know how it came about, but it seems to have picked up a little bit of steam, and they're starting to break stories on it. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I would say I could see it working as a TV series, but it's nothing that I was sitting around like thinking to myself, man, you know what they need to make into a TV show? and that this came to mind.
Dude,
so
nobody was asking for that.
Nobody was asking for it. I mean, and I enjoyed this film. I did enjoy this film for certain.
Oh, sure. I like the movie.
Like, no, I don't. Nobody's asking for this TV show to be created.
Yeah. No, when I saw that they were doing this, I think Bobby, you shared the text. I looked at it and I was like, all right, let's just add this to the things that I don't care about and I have no desire to watch whatsoever. I mean, first off, the movie itself was depressing as shit. So it's like, I mean, do I want to watch a weekly episode of that? No, not particularly. Like,
feel good hour of the week right there.
Yeah, 8:00 on Thursday, time to get depressed and ready to kill myself. No, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. So, like, I mean, I saw this being made and I was like, this is something that I will not be tuning in. I don't care what they produce, production value they put behind it. I don't care who they cast in it. I have no desire to watch this show.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine anybody that's like, oh, finally we get that.
This is finally happening. Our prayers have been answered. All those letters we write every week are finally coming true. No, nobody actually does that. No. Yeah, I am the same. I enjoyed the film. I take it for what it is, and I move on with my life. And then this news came out, and I chucked it into the give two shits pile.
Yeah, no, exactly. The movie was good. I'm not going to say that it wasn't, because it was. I did enjoy it for what it was. But at the same time, like you said, it's like, was anybody asking for this? No, they were not.
No, this will only be good if it's a good show on its own merits, and no one. Then fine, it'll be a good show. But you know, you're not going to draw like the huge Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind fan crowd. Like that doesn't exist. Even though all of us may have enjoyed the movie, it's not one of those movies that people are like, man, I want more of that. Like, it's just a good movie. So, I mean, sure, this show may be a great show, and if it is, then great. But it's not going to be drawing in the people that have been dying for this crowd because they don't exist.
Yeah, the way I look at it is I didn't see anybody at San Diego Comic-Con walking around as Kate Winslet's character with blue hair and then red hair. And so, you know, if that didn't happen, it clearly has no fan base.
Right.
If nobody cosplays it's no fan base.
And I mean, I can't imagine they're not making. I'd like to think they're not making this thinking that there is one. Like, no one there is like, man, we should adapt that because people are dying to see it. Like, somebody, I'm hoping that means somebody is like, you know what? I have a really great idea for this as a TV show. And I don't care that no one cares, but it's going to be good. Then fine. Then maybe it's going to be good.
Yeah, maybe. But it's like, I mean, at the same time, it's like when you're sitting there thinking about it, it's like, couples up. Is like, hey, honey, do you want to watch a television show about heartbreak and how you want to try and get that person out of your head? No, you don't want to watch that. Oh, okay. How about How to Get Away with Murder then? Let's just watch that. Yeah.
Yes.
What is this going to be on? Do we know?
It's still early, so they haven't even set any kind of dates for it at all.
So no network
This
or
sounds
anything?
very Fox to me.
No, nothing.
Gotcha.
I'm putting $5 down. It's Fox.
Fox, huh? We should take
no
bets.
I'm going Fox.
I don't know.
Bobby, you don't
If
know?
I take the Fox bet.
No, they haven't said. It's too early. They just barely know of the concept. They haven't started writing it or shooting
I'm
it.
getting
or
it on
anything.
it early. Fox.
I'm trying to take a guess here, but I don't know. I don't know about Fox, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna take that bet.
It's too hard to guess because it really depends on the tone and where
Yeah,
I
'cause it
think
could be
they
anything.
possibly want it to go. It could end up on Netflix.
It could be a
end up on
CBS
FX.
show.
It could end up. Yeah, it could go so many different ways. It's just hard to really kind of determine.
Right.
All right. Well, when it happens, I called Fox.
You called Fox.
All right.
We'll
We
remember. Don't
will
worry.
remember.
Oh, I know, because if it's not, Lord knows I'll hear it for the next 6 months.
I'll cue up the excitement, cheer music for that episode when it's actually Fox.
Nanny nanny boo boo for when it's not.
Right, exactly. All right.
Number 5.
Disney really loves them some Forrest Whitaker because they are in the Forrest Whitaker business full steam ahead. Obviously, we know he's coming out in Rogue One as Saw Gerrera, and now we have word that he's joined the cast of Black Panther, and he will be playing a character close to T'Challa, and I think his name is Zuri, and he's described as an elder statesman in Wakanda. And there's also a few other people that have been cast in the movie. One was the actor as Winston Duke, who will play M'Baku in the film. And he's described as the leader of a rival tribe in Wakanda. And I believe he is also playing the villain of Man-Ape. So I think he's one of the chief sort of rivals of the Black Panther character. And also Florence Kasumba will be reprising her role that she played in Captain America Civil War as Io. She was a member of the Dora Milaje, who's like the personal bodyguard of the Black Panther, who are pretty much badass women that can defend Black Panther, which you would think he doesn't need defense, but it's like, yeah, he still has his personal bodyguards, and she was in the Civil War movie, so she was the one who kind of had a little interaction with Black Widow for just like a hot second. But it's kind of cool. I find that the fact that Forrest Whitaker is getting so much love from Disney, and they must really like what he's doing for them, or just him of his caliber of an actor, and saying, look, let's put him in something else if we can. And for me, it seems like Black Panther would be a pretty good fit for him, and playing that kind of role, like an elder statesman. And what was the movie that he was in that was like took place in, I think, South Africa or Africa?
King of
It was a
Scotland.
while ago. What was it?
Last King of Scotland.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So
Boom, there's
I can
some
definitely
random-
see him
Random
That was a
Academy
really
Award
different
knowledge
role.
that I just threw out there.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I can definitely see him in this. So it's obviously, I think, a good move to put him in it.
Cool. Sweet.
Number 4.
We have word that 3 other people have decided to throw their hat in the ring to be in the Han Solo movie. One is Zoe Kravitz, the second is Naomi Scott, and the third is Tessa Thompson. And no word officially on who the character that they're up for, but the rumor is that it would be the character of Sana Starros, and she made her debut in the Star Wars comics that have been coming out from the Marvel series. And in that series, she first kind of comes on the scene saying that she is married to Han Solo, and it kind of unfolds from there. I won't say too much about it, because who knows if they're taking inspiration from the comic and putting it into the live action or not. but that does seem like it's leading a little bit of credence towards the fact that that's the character that they're going for. I definitely like Tessa Thompson just based off of what I've seen her in from Creed, and then I know she's going to be in the Thor Ragnarok. So out of the three that I'm not really familiar with Naomi Scott's work, but I know Zoe Kravitz's work, and of the three, I probably would be pulling for Tessa Thompson. I do like her, and so I would like to see her in more stuff.
See, I'm actually rooting for Naomi Scott. Because as weird as it is, I actually saw a little bit of Terra Nova. But I'm actually pulling for Naomi Scott. However, having said that, for the character itself, I think I see Zoe filling it in. That's just my opinion. Because I feel like Zoe as a whole as an actress kind of pulls off the sassiness that would have to go along with the character that kind of happens. But I'm pulling for Naomi. So we'll see what happens.
Do you guys got any favorites?
No.
No,
I really don't.
I'm right there with Yasha. I really don't either, because I'm still in the boat that I really don't even want this movie to happen. But
That's kind of. I'm with you, David.
Still,
like,
I'm still there.
Right there with
it
you.
Is happening. That's fine. I'm obviously coming to grips with this.
You can live in that boat as long as you want, but this is happening.
Oh, I know that, but I can still also say I don't want it to. So
I know.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick a character to play this, an actress to fill this role of this character, which actress would you pick?
I really have no preference. Really don't care. Sorry.
All right.
You seem very upset by this, Michelle.
No, whatever. Fine. Number 3.
I know, really. Yeah, I don't have a preference. Like, I don't even know who the character is, and so it's not like Han, where I'm like, okay, I want this guy to be Han.
It's
like,
a character that has to do with Han Solo. She's gonna
It could be any of these actresses. You know, no offense to any of them. Like, I have no preference. I don't.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Well, the movie comes out May 25th, so you've got a while before you have to be upset about it.
Oh, the look.
And that's 2018, so I mean that's a whole year.
So you're gonna have to suffer through a film that you don't even want to see. What female do you want to stare at for 2 hours?
Sure.
I have to bring up photos. It's going to take time.
Oh my god. Number 3.
I'll get back to you when we're at number 2, and I'll jump back to this, and I'll let you know after I look.
Number 3.
Hey, I got this.
Number 3.
Disney is continuing on their train of turning their animated films into live action. And now we have word that the Mulan film that they're going to do a live action for is coming out in the winter of 2018. No real... Huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, November
Please
2nd,
continue.
2018. That's the official release date that we have. So it's good to know that we have a date. And I already knew that this was on the docket in terms of something that was going to be done. And I think the one thing that kind of came out of this announcement that I found positive is that Disney made it a point to say that they're conducting a worldwide casting search for a Chinese actress to play the role of Mulan.
You mean it's not going to be Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, sorry to disappoint David and Yasha. No, we won't be getting any whitewashing going on with this one, I guess.
You, to be clear, you're not disappointing me by that.
No,
I'm very
sure
happy that they're getting a complete no-name.
Everyone knows that we're joking. But
I know. I just don't want to. I got to throw that out there.
How much of a Scarlett Johansson fan?
Right. Yes. This might be true.
Because Josh specifically singled out Scarlett as a person, so that's why I said. To be clear.
Cool. I'm gonna go back to researching the photos of the previous actresses, and you guys can talk about Mulan. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll start it off. I think I barely just saw Mulan, the animated film, no less than about a year ago. So I thought it was fine. I mean, I wouldn't say it'd be one of my favorite of the ones I've seen so far. What?
When did you say you saw it?
Like within a year ago.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I thought you missed that too.
Yeah, I find that surprising too.
No, we sort of talked about this before.
We did, and I'm still just as shocked now as I was then, and it's like hitting me again. Like I'm like, oh, that's right. He definitely did say that. Wow, Bobby's weird.
So yeah, I guess it's just weird that I'm an older guy that didn't get into Disney movies and was watching things about guns and big robots. I guess maybe that's weird.
Instead of me watching animated women and cartoons. So okay, I'm weird. So getting back to my point. What, Michelle?
I can't even begin my argument for that, so please continue.
Yes, there's no argument. So getting back to it,
You
the
were
live-action
alive in the
Mulan film-
90s. It should have happened.
Michelle, you know how old I am, right?
Anyway, carry on.
Please continue.
I mean, it's like
Please continue.
anyway. So yeah, I would watch this live action version of this film because, like I said, I saw the animated and I'm liking the live action stuff that they've been doing so far. So I'm definitely on board for this one, even though we don't know too much more about it other than it comes out in November of 2018.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'll probably watch it. I like the animated version, so I'm interested to see what they do.
I enjoy the animated version, and my next statement's going to shock all of you. I'm kind of over this whole Disney live action thing. Mind you, I realize my film's coming out shortly, and I understand that. Barring that, I'm kind of over the whole like animated live action thing. And yet on the other
I get it.
side, I'm very excited that they're open casting to a complete no-name actress for this role. I think that's a very intelligent thing to do, and I'm totally behind them 100%. I think that's brilliant and very smart on their behalf, but I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, right there with you. I mean,
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I'm sorry, David. I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's like I just wanted to co-sign on what Michelle said.
right. And I mean, I will say too, like, don't get me wrong. I saw Mulan when it came out. I like Mulan.
Yeah, no, I like Mulan.
And maybe I remember I felt like I was extra interested in it because I think it was the first film that was animated here in Orlando at the animation studio that used to exist here.
One of the few, yeah.
It was the first one that they animated here. And so I remember being like, oh, wow, they made this here, in Orlando. Cool,
It was a big
whatever.
thing.
Like, so it was a big thing for us. But I don't think of Mulan as like one of the Disney animated movies that has like a huge, like, following anymore. I mean, it's one of those animated movies, I hate to say, that Disney made that's like, okay, yeah, they made that, but it's a little more forgettable than a lot of others. So
It's because it's not as traditional as the girl falls in love with the prince film,
Right.
and that's why. And unfortunately, that's a whole nother That's a whole nother topic.
yeah. And I'm
yeah,
not saying that's necessarily why, but because it is a good movie. I
It
like
is a
Mulan.
good film. No, it totally is.
But,
It's underrated a lot.
When I hear this, I'm like, really? Like, Jesus, are we okay?
They're
all
just
right.
they're pulling
They're
all
just
of
doing
them.
everything.
They're just doing them all. They're just doing them all, and that's what's happening. And
so
that annoys me.
That's fine, I guess, but I'm also kind of over it too, and
Right.
whatever. So,
Right.
I mean, and then
I-
and then you have to think about like, okay, how long before we see a? Oh, it just left me. The Sisters one that everybody just
the
sings
sisters.
all the
Frozen.
damn times.
Oh,
Frozen. Yes.
Frozen.
And do we see a live action for Frozen? And does Kirsten Bell play the lead in that role?
And if that occurred, that is happening, and I would be 1,001% on board with that.
But she wouldn't. That wouldn't.
No, I
happen.
know she wouldn't, but I'm just saying if that is what goes down,
Right.
if they were gonna do a live version of Frozen, a film that really, for me, but if they were to get Kristen Bell to play Anna and Idina Menzel to play whatever her character's name was, Elsa. I would sign on to view that live action film 1,001%.
But
And it
it's
would
never gonna
literally
happen.
take both of those actresses to do that for me, and that's never going to happen.
Never gonna
So
happen.
I really don't care.
And they're still making animated movies of that. There's a sequel coming, so that
Oh,
live
that's
action
totally-
film
that's years.
You're sure I could see it. It will happen.
Oh, it will happen.
but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Oh, I know.
That's farther down the line.
Thank God.
I think the reason for me why I like these live action ones is almost the exact opposite reason of why you guys don't, which is again, I don't have as much connection to the animated. So for me, almost like the first exposure to it for me is seeing it in a live action form, and it's kind of sort of, I don't know, kind of interesting the way that they're able to take it and translate it so well and be able to still retain a lot of the feelings for people who have seen it and who are close to the animated version, and still have that translate into the live action version and still appreciate it for it being in a different format, but yet being so close. I guess it's how I would equate reading comics and then seeing them come to life in the live action form. So for me, they can't make enough of the stuff that I read into live action, but I can understand why, if you like the animated, how you could get a little tired of it because of how close you were in the connection to the animated versions that you had.
Gotcha.
Number 2.
Oh, when I don't, this movie fell off my radar, honestly, for a while. But at New York Comic Con, we had some information come out for War for the Planet of the Apes. And I say that it fell off my radar because there's been so much else coming out and coming within this year and then being talked about for next year. This seems like it got lost in the shuffle. So when I heard that they had shown some stuff for it at New York Comic Con, I was pretty excited. And so what they seem to have shown there was a trailer and then a few scenes. And the gist of what they've seen, you can kind of look it up on the internet and see exactly what was said. But the gist of it seemed like you really are getting to the point where you see Caesar's character kind of come into conflict of really realizing that he needs to stand up for his ape people and be able to kind of get rid of the humans because they are essentially keeping them back from trying to evolve and be able to stand on their own. And we know that Woody Harrelson is playing a character called the Colonel and his main adversary in this. And from the descriptions of what I read, it just sounds like it's going to be awesome. I mean, the last two were pretty great, in my opinion. I know a lot of people weren't looking forward to the first one when it came out, but I remember looking forward to it just because of how much I loved the original 70s Planet of the Apes series. And so, disregarding the Mark Wahlberg, Tim Burton one, this one, when it was coming out, just seemed interesting to me. And for me, if this third movie, War, ends up being pretty good, it will be a very solid trilogy for me in terms of these movies. But did you guys, do you have the same sort of opinion in terms of really enjoying these movies? David, what do you feel about the Planet of the Apes series so far?
I've loved the Planet of the Apes series so far. I'm right there with you. Like, if this is a solid movie, it's a solid trilogy.
Yeah.
I remember very shocked by how much I liked the first film. I thought the second film was solid, and I liked the second film as well. So yeah, if this ends up being a really great movie, then yeah, this is definitely a very, very good trilogy. I agree with you pretty much all around.
I actually haven't seen the second one. I've seen the first one and I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to see the second one and just kind of never happened, fortunately. And I really need to watch it. But yeah, I agree. Like, I was surprised how much I enjoyed the first film. And I've been dying to see the second one. I really need to see it. But yeah, if it holds true to the way it's going, I think this will round it out nicely. And to see Caesar's character kind of evolve and change and get to the point where he is, I think is very interesting. And I think it's just a different take for the whole Planet of the Apes thing, like seeing the beginnings, like seeing how this whole thing really came about, is really interesting to me, considering I really couldn't have given two craps about the original series when I was younger. Like, I never watched the first movies and didn't really care about them when I eventually did see them. And yeah, the whole time, we're not going to talk about that one. But the first one I enjoyed, and I want to see the second one. And yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, those movies are great. And I really think with Andy Serkis being in this role, he's just done something that is just remarkable, and seeing the emotions that come through. And I know, Michelle, when you get a chance to see the second one, you're really going to love it because it really elevates it even from the first one. I mean, it's just, it's awesome. So hopefully you'll get a chance to see it at least prior to the third one coming out.
Oh.
The third one actually comes out July 14th of next year, so
Well,
you've got some time.
I'll definitely see it before then. And I mean, it's just one of those ones, again, it's like, it's not that for lack of not wanting to see it, just bad timing at some point, I'm sure, occurred when it came out to theaters, and then it just never going to happen. And then I feel like I've had it in like my Amazon queue like forever. I just keep seeing it, and then it's like, oh, but this just released and I didn't see this one, and I wanted to see it. Like, it just keeps getting pushed back in the queue line. Poor thing.
Yep, we've all got movies like that.
It looks really good. I'm on board for that as well. I'm with you, Bobby. It's just the first two have done a really good job, so it should be exciting to see where they take the story.
Yeah, and I don't even know how many more they're planning after that, but I could have sworn they said it was a trilogy. I don't remember though.
Well, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hopefully they don't go like too far with it, like, because it's doing so well,
Yeah.
and then I fear like they go too far with it.
They
It's
push
gonna,
it to a fourth or fifth.
like, oh, okay, now it's getting
They're dragging
ridiculous.
it out, yeah.
But no, it seems like
I could see it.
it would
I
be
could
nice
see
if
them
this
doing
was the final part of a trilogy.
Right.
It would be. I could definitely see them doing one more as, like, let's say the first one was sort of considered a prelude, and then you had
Right.
the second one being like the first of the really sort of starting to kick it off and getting into that conflict, and then, you know, the second one being this one, and then a third one to kind of like
Right.
end it all, sort of thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far they try and extend it, and hopefully they don't try and overextend it.
Right.
Number 1.
Yeah, speaking of New York Comic Con, this was a big comic convention for a lot of different things going on in movies and TV. Lots of trailers and lots of panels. And the panel that seemed to be the biggest this year out of New York Comic Con was for Iron Fist. And we were able to get our first look at a trailer for Iron Fist. And along with the trailer, they were able to show a few scenes from the series. And they didn't just stop there. In typical Marvel fashion, when they're at a con, they like to shock and awe and make sure that they're able to really surprise the audience. And they brought out all of the Netflix Marvel characters as the Defenders on stage. And then the cherry on top was they brought out Sigourney Weaver, as she will be in the Defenders series as their main villain. So, of course, the crowd is in a frenzy at that point because Sigourney Weaver, hello, I mean, she's like the queen of sci-fi. So it's like having her in a Marvel Netflix series is pretty awesome. So I heard that and I was just like, I have no idea who she's playing, but yes, give me that as soon as possible. And the Iron Fist stuff also, from what I saw of the trailer, looked more like it's going to be another solid series for Netflix, and being able to continue on that train of another solid series, as we know that'll be next year in March. And then we also have Punisher set to come out in probably the summer, and then Defenders out in the fall or sometime around this time next year. So I'm super excited. I was very happy to see the response and the anticipation that people were given for the Iron Fist panel. And there was word that people had been lining up outside of the panel 9 hours ahead of time, and pretty much they had to cap the line really early just because they knew, you know, no one was getting in after that certain point. So seems like Netflix and Marvel are definitely hitting their stride with these series and giving people stuff that critics and the fans are really enjoying. So I was absolutely happy to hear and see the stuff coming out of New York Comic Con for the Iron Fist and the Defenders. David, what'd you think?
I mean, yeah, like I enjoyed the footage of what we saw from Iron Fist, but I'm not familiar with that character, so it's not like it blew me away or anything. I mean, I'm sure it'll be another solid Marvel Netflix show, so I'll definitely watch it. And hearing about Sigourney Weaver and Defenders, sure, that's awesome. And so yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much or anything yet, but I'm excited. Also, I think we heard too that Deborah Ann Wall, who's on Daredevil, will be joining Marvel's The Punisher. Throwing that out there. reprising her Daredevil role as Karen Page.
Yeah, and we did also hear that all of a sudden her name just went out of my head, but Claire from all the series, Rosario Dawson.
Rosario
She will
Dawson,
be
yes.
in Iron Fist. So continuing her through line of being through all the series. And I don't know how far you guys are in Luke Cage, so I won't say much, but I just really enjoy seeing Rosario Dawson on screen.
I will
just
be
a
enjoying
delight.
seeing Rosario Dawson on screen as much as humanly possible.
She is- and it's also
Who doesn't
awesome
love
she's
that woman? I'm serious.
Yeah, she's a geek as well. She likes
is the
comics
whole
and everything. Not because
package
she's
of
geek.
woman, like physically, mentally, like personality wise. She is awesome. God,
I will
love
say
that.
about Luke Cage, we talked about Luke Cage next week. You guys saw the whole season
haven't
before we
watched
got a chance
anything.
to, when we talked about the show on the podcast. I had only seen half of it. I had seen through episode 6. Sadly, this week I've only watched one more episode. I watched episode 7. But by the way, episode 7, I was like, holy shit. I did not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like okay, cool. Like you had kind of hinted at something about like how
Yeah.
the season, and I was like, oh, I'm curious. And don't worry, Michelle, I'm not going to give anything
I
away.
know. I'm struggling over here.
But I watched episode 7 yesterday, and I was like, well, okay, cool. I didn't see that coming. So instead of throwing it out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's good to see that she's going to be continuing on,
Yes.
and hopefully we'll see more of her in the Defenders as well. I think I remember hearing that she's going to be in that as well. So yeah, more Rosario
Sweet.
for sure, please.
Yay.
Gotta get some of that Colombian coffee.
Yes. Anyway. I guess that's our top 10.
That's our top 10.
So with that, we'll go ahead and get out of here. As always, we would love to hear back from you. Let us know what you thought. You can email us at feedback@flickereffect.com. Look for all of our social media accounts. You can find links to them on our website. Just look over on the right-hand side. Look out for our regular episode, our next one, number 189. Will drop about a day after this one. So make sure to check that out. And we'll be talking about Westworld and a few other things on that episode. So yeah, look out for that. And I'm David Lott.
Bobby Jackson.
I'm Yasha Wilson.
Michelle Curry.
Thanks for listening.
This